Daniel Roadcap is suing his ex-wife, Dorothy Adams, for unpaid loans and for stealing property from their home.
All rise. Yeah, this is case number 227 on the calendar in the matter of Roadcap versus Adams. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Roadcap, this is your former wife.
Yes, ma'am.
You have been divorced for how long, sir?
Since August of 2004.
And you have one child?
Yes.
A daughter?
Yes.
And that child is currently living with you?
Yes.
After a protracted custody dispute?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Correct.
This is your claim. You claim that subsequent to the divorce, you made 2 loans to your wife.
Mm-hmm.
You want those 2 loans repaid.
Yes.
You also claim that when she moved out of a house that you own, she took property that did not belong to her.
Correct.
She had been living in a house that you purchased at some point after the divorce in order to give your wife and daughter a home. She had what you term a rent-to-buy situation with the home.
Correct.
She was supposed to make the payments on the mortgage. Subsequently, you claim that she failed to maintain the house. You took possession of the house, and when she moved out, she took property from the house of certain appliances and things that belonged to you.
Correct.
The former wife says that you did, in fact, make 1 loan to her for some bills. That loan was repaid with certain small cash payments and a pool table that she gave you in exchange for the rest of the money. The second loan that you made to her was really not a loan, which was something that had to do with the line of credit that you had on the house. And since now you have the house, it's your problem. And the property that was taken from the house was hers. That's your defense?
Yes.
Okay. When was the first loan and why, Mr. Roadcap?
The first loan was in November of 2005, and it was for $1,855, and it was because she had gotten
behind in her bills.
She had just resigned from the job that she had.
Did she call you?
Yes.
And what did she say when she called you?
She needed money to catch up on some of the bills and to get the kids Christmas gifts.
What arrangements did you make for repayment?
She had notified me that when she got her tax check back at the first of the year, that she would pay me in full then.
What happened when you got your tax check back, Miss Adams?
That wasn't the agreement at all. The $2,000 that I had borrowed from Daniel, he actually got it from a separate line of credit that he had for a bank that he used, or
don't make things more complicated than they are. You borrowed $2,000. He says $1,855. You say $2,000.
Those are 2 separate loans, Your Honor.
I'm talking about the $1,855 loan.
The $1,855 came from that home equity line of credit. I paid that every month myself. That was part of our rent-to-own agreement for the house. That was actually my bill. It was never meant to be repaid to him. I paid that $130 a month for as long as I lived in the home.
Just a second. $1,855 in November of 2005. And you say that you totally paid for that loan from your home equity line of credit on the house.
Completely paid for. I paid it, I paid 7 payments. He knows of 5 payments I paid on it. So he's actually asking for $1,833 when he knows that I paid at least 5 of those payments already.
Well, just show me.
I don't have that with me.
Well, this is where you need it, madam. This is where you need it. This is court. This is what you're coming for. All you have to do is show me that after November 5th, on this revolving line of credit that you had, you made payments. Show me.
If he has, I don't know.
Not he, your check.
Well, there should be some kind of proof to saying when is the last payment I paid in the house.
Miss Adams.
I don't have that.
Miss Adams, all I want are your checks.
I don't have it with me.
Well, it's unfortunate. $1,855. When was the next loan?
That was at the end of November, which was $1,128, and that was $2,000.
What was that for?
That was, I didn't have the money all at once, so I had to isolate and get 2 different loans. Here's the copies of the checks.
She acknowledges that you gave her that money. $3,855. How much was repaid?
She made $80. She made December and January, so it was 2 payments made on the $80, and the home equity line of credit was late January, February, and not at all in March, and she tried to make it again late in April, and it was too late then. By then, the home equity line of credit was already, she defaulted.
She made 2 payments, is that correct?
On the $2,000, yes, ma'am.
What about on the $1,855?
She made 3 payments.
So that's 5 altogether of
yes,
$160. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what else?
At the time, we had a property agreement that she had a rent-to-own. She defaulted on her contract, so at that time, I took over the payments, and she had till June the 1st to get the house and everything in her name, and she did not do that. So July the 1st, she had to move out, which I asked her if she didn't want to move out, she could have rented it, but she chose not to. At that point, she left July the 1st, and she left the house like this.
Can I see it, please?
I took 8 truckloads of trash out of the house. It is a...
There was nothing left in the house when I moved out of the house.
Including the refrigerator and stove.
How many children do you have, Miss
I have 3
Adams?
children.
Only one of them is yours?
Correct.
How old are the other 2 children?
My oldest will be 13 this month, and I have a 10-year-old son.
Are they living with you?
Not at this time.
Who do they live with?
Well, my oldest daughter, for about 6 months now, has lived with her father in California. And, my son, I guess he is with my mom since Daniel took the house.
Okay, the house is a mess. Who bought the appliances?
I did. Here's the receipts for them. I
Your
have
Honor.
2 receipts.
Can I see the
I have 2 receipts because I can't measure, and I had to take 1 refrigerator back. It didn't fit. So I have...
And Your
a
Honor,
glass top stove.
I also have a copy here of the refrigerator I purchased when I bought the house. The house was brand new. It didn't have appliances in it when I first bought it, or got it from him. And
It had no
I had
appliances.
to purchase those things.
Just a second. It had no appliances. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, it didn't have refrigerators. It did have a stove, which was accidentally taken from the movers on the last day. I've mentioned to Daniel that he can go get it. It's in the storage building. He doesn't want that. He'd much rather keep me in court over and over again.
Shh, just a second. Why did you take the stove if you didn't buy it?
I had told the movers, it was just some friends of mine, I wasn't there that day, I told them to go get the refrigerators and the washer and dryer, and they just took the stove.
Well, that was a mistake.
Yes, and I have it, and I've told him he can go get it.
He doesn't have
numerous
to go
times.
get it. Why should he have to go through the expense of going to get it?
It's right there in town, where, like, just a couple blocks from where I live.
Well,
He
then
has a
you
big
go-
truck, I don't,
then you-
and he and I was friends this whole time, and until May, when I got married, Daniel and I was friends. All these agreements was made with us being friends. That's why I don't have documentation of this and that and this and that.
Well, what happened, Miss Adams, is that you got married in May and planned to move with your daughter and his daughter to another state.
My husband's in the military.
I don't care whether he is in the military or he's in the circus. You can't take his child away.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You don't want to discuss with me why you, who have 3 children, don't have any of them living with you, do you? And it's not because he took your house away.
And later today,
Alcohol basically has ruined his life. As a matter of fact, he has 4 DUIs. 1 was on a 4-wheeler.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Daniel Roadcap claims ex-wife Dorothy Adams owes for loans and for taking his property from their shared home. Dorothy says Daniel is angry over her new marriage.
When did you tell him that you were planning to move to Georgia? When did she tell you?
About May 2nd.
And when was the move going to take place?
I had no idea. It was very discreet.
When was the move to take place?
Well, my husband's
No,
still
just give me a date.
It'll be after January of this year before I could even possibly move. He's still in AIT.
When were you planning to move?
That's what I gave him, an indefinite, like way back, like several months from then.
Is that right? What did she tell you?
I had no idea she was in a separate relationship, and they broke up
Look at me.
April 24th.
Yeah.
At May 15th, she was married to another guy I had never met, my daughter had never met, and she said that she was going to be moving out of state.
Your Honor, the reason why Daniel didn't know of my new marriage and of my expectations and what I was planning on getting from that is because these are his legal records showing that Daniel is not Mr. Sweet Kind, here, let me help you out here. He's got assault and battery. He's got shoot and throw missiles at an occupied vehicle.
I don't care, madam. Listen to me. It has nothing to do with this. You don't want to discuss with me why you, who have 3 children, don't have any of them living with you, do you?
No, but
And
this
it's
is why
not-
I wanted
and
to get
it's-
out of the
listen
state.
to me. Listen to me. And it's not because he took your house away. I mean, if you have 3 children, somebody takes your house away, you don't let your children go someplace else with your mother, with their other father. You go to a shelter someplace. You get a job and you get an apartment. So we don't have to go into history. The only issue that I have before me is whether you owe him this money and whether you took the refrigerator and the stoves that he purchased. And why, after what apparently was a reasonable period between the 2 of you having been divorced, he had a house, you were in the house with your 3 children, you needed money, you called him, he loaned you money, there was no problem. Problem was when you married somebody that he didn't know and you told him you're taking your kids and you're moving hundreds of miles away. And he said, what, are you crazy? You're not going to take my daughter. You may take your other 2 children. Their fathers may not care, but you're not taking my daughter away. And then you got angry, and you left the house like a trash bin, and you took property that didn't belong to you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Until I come up with something, you know, concrete against him, I'm just going to keep on doing this.
It's not the fact that she cares, it's just the fact that she's all out for herself.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Leonard versus Calvert. Step forward, please.
Carol Leonard is suing her ex-fiancé, Brian Calvert, for wrecking a 4-wheel ATV when he drove it drunk. Brian claims the bike had a malfunction.
Miss Leonard, you and Mr. Calvert were in a relationship. You met at work, according to your complaint. Shortly after you met, Mr. Calvert wanted to buy a 4-wheeler. And according to you, he got drunk?
Yes, he did.
He took out the 4-wheeler.
Mm-hmm.
He wrecked it.
Correct.
And since it was purchased on your credit, you're stuck with it.
Correct.
Mr. Calvert has an interesting defense. First, he says that you bought it for him.
No.
He merely helped to make the payments on it because he was a nice guy. And if I don't believe that story, then it's really your fault that he wrecked the bike, because the bike had a recall notice that was in your mail that you didn't tell him about. And since he almost got killed, it was your fault that he's got $8,000 worth of medical bills, because if you had told him about the recall notice, he would have taken the bike in to have it checked. That's his defense. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Miss Leonard, when did you and Mr. Calvert start to have a relationship?
The beginning of August 2005.
And when did you buy these wheelers?
August 19th.
Of 2005?
Yes.
Well, tell me about the conversation that you had. You knew him for a couple of weeks.
Well, I had a business relationship with him before that. And then I did start dating him. And he said he wanted to buy the 4-wheeler. We call them bikes. But his log home hadn't sold yet. It was going to sell in September. And he said if I bought it, he would have it for my birthday. My birthday's August 31st. And then he would pay me for it when his log home sold.
What do you mean he would have it for your birthday? So he was giving it to you as a birthday
No,
present?
we were going to go. They're actually a lot of fun to ride in West Virginia. And we were going to go on a big ride for my birthday.
When did you and Mr. Calvert separate?
Shortly after this accident, the beginning of May.
Okay. Now, how many payments did he make on the bike?
Probably about 3.
And what happened?
He did not keep making them, and it strained our relationship. And the problem really with Brian and with this whole incident is that he has a serious alcohol problem. And alcohol basically has ruined his life, because we had a good relationship when we were together. He didn't drink, but when he does drink, it's a nightmare. He either goes to jail or he goes to the hospital. One or the other. And that's what happened with this. As a matter of fact, he has 4 DUIs. 1 was on a 4-wheeler.
You still didn't tell me what happened when he stopped making the payments. If he
Nothing.
made 3
I made the
payments.
payments.
The accident was in May of 2006?
April.
April. Did you start drinking in April, Mr. Calvert?
I had a couple of drinks that night, ma'am.
Why?
Just the rest of us was drinking.
But you know you have a drinking problem.
I had a drinking problem, ma'am.
No, you have a drinking problem. You're always an alcoholic if you have a drinking problem.
Yes, ma'am.
You may be a recovering alcoholic, but you're always an alcoholic.
Yes, ma'am.
So what caused you to drink?
We was just having a couple beers, ma'am.
But you hadn't been drinking for a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
And after you started to drink, you got on the 4-wheeler?
We was on the 4-wheeler before we started to drink. I mean, we had the alcohol with us.
You ended up in the hospital?
Yes, ma'am.
How seriously injured were you?
$8,000 worth of hospital bills.
Now, Miss Leonard, did you ever receive a recall notice on these bikes?
The one that he was talking about with the throttle sticking, that was fixed before I ever bought the bike. And I have that statement right there.
Can I see it, please?
Right here is the claims history that the throttle was fixed prior to my purchasing it.
Have you seen this, sir? That the throttle that you complain about was fixed? And the repair was done August 19th of 05, when it had 2 miles on it.
On that bike, it wasn't, we bought the bikes before that. I mean,
No, sir, I don't care when you bought the bikes. Just listen to me. This indicates that on the VIN number of your bike, that throttle problem was repaired, looks like before it was purchased. The repair was done on the 19th of August, which is the date that it was purchased. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to look at this?
No, ma'am.
So the throttle didn't freeze, sir. Your brain froze. So that takes care of the second defense that you had. The throttle was fixed at the point of purchase. So if there was a recall notice generally sent out to everybody who had this bike, yours had already been fixed. So let's not deal with that piece. Let's deal with the fact that it was bought for you. You want to tell me that story?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm listening.
Her son wanted a different bike at the time, and she said, no, we're buying this bike because, I mean, that's the bike that she said, you know, I preferred to get. So that's the bike she got.
For her son?
No, it was too big for her son.
Just a second. I'm not following you, sir. I mean, if you're trying to confuse me, you're doing a very, very good job, and I'm not easy to confuse.
The bike was bought for me, ma'am.
You mean as a gift?
Yes, ma'am.
Then why did you make payments on it?
I helped her out when she needed help when making the payments on it.
Well, explain that to me, sir. Explain to me how it came about that you helped her out.
Numerous of times she asked me to make the bike payment.
Tell me about it. When was the first time she asked you to make a bike payment?
I don't have the dates with me.
Well, where are you supposed to get them from?
I gave her cash money, ma'am.
You think I believe you? Why in the world, sir, if she was involved with you 2 weeks, would she spend $7,000 on you? Why?
Ma'am, we lived together at the time.
No, that's not true.
Not August 19th, sir. You did not.
If she only knew me 2 weeks, she's not going to go out here and spend $7,000.
I didn't say she was involved with you for 2 weeks. She knew you from work, but she was involved with you for 2 weeks. Why in the world would she spend $7,000 for you? Now, at the time that these bikes were purchased, did you have a log home?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you in the process of selling the log home?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you tell her that you would give her back this money when you sold the log home?
No, ma'am.
When did you sell the log home?
End of August.
End of August. So if she said to me that you were planning on selling the log home, which she put in her complaint, and you were going to get the money when you sold the log home, that has a ring of truth to it. Wouldn't you say that, Mr. Calvert?
She's the one that sold the log home. She's a real estate.
You mean she sold the home and she got the money?
She sold the home, ma'am.
I'm asking you, she sold the home and she got the money, or she sold the home through her business and you got the money?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what?
Yes, I got the money.
And what did you do with the money when you got it?
Put it back into more homes, ma'am.
You purchased more homes?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a discussion with Miss Leonard about purchasing more homes after she sold that home for you?
No, ma'am.
Did he?
Yes, he talked to me about building more homes.
What did he say about the payments on the bike?
He said to me, he said, I want to just make payments on it until I get another log home, and then when he sold that, then he would pay me for the bike. He was kind of dragging it out.
Can I ask you a question, Miss Leonard?
Yes.
Was he as animated when you were living as a couple as he is today?
He's actually a very talented and sensitive person. His problem is his drinking.
You could never tell by me. It's going to cost to get this thing fixed.
I have an estimate for $5,800.
May I see it, please? How much is left to pay off on the bike?
$6,550.
And you have no insurance?
I have no insurance.
Why?
This is good for anyone else who purchases a four-wheeler. Your homeowner's insurance does not cover those, and when I purchased the bike, they told me my homeowners would cover it.
No, you need individual insurance for these things. All right, Mr. Calvert, you know the two defenses we were talking about when we first started this case? I don't believe either one of them. Just for the plaintiff for the amount of $5,000. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
After
Jimmy Owens is suing his ex-girlfriend, 25-year-old Andrea Potter, for the return of a big screen television set. Andrea says Jimmy is making up a story.
Okay. Your Honor, this is case number 233 on the calendar in the matter of Owens versus Potter. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Mr. Owens, you and Miss Potter lived together starting, I believe, in April of 2006. Is that
Yes.
right? According to your complaint, when she terminated your relationship, she kept and then sold, according to you, a television that belonged to you.
Yes.
Miss Potter says she knows absolutely nothing about this television set. She went away for a brief period of time after the separation. When she came home, the television set was gone. It's a big television set.
Big
Right?
television.
What I don't understand about this television set, Mr. Owens, is that you didn't purchase it, you rented it.
Yes.
Now, what's the advantage of renting a television set rather than buying it?
Nothing really. No advantage at all.
Well, then what is your interest in the television set?
Because I've been paying on the television and basically almost done paying the TV off, so.
Oh, so you mean once you pay it off, it becomes yours?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's a rent to own?
Yes.
How much had you paid for it so far?
I paid off $2,368 on the TV.
And how much was the whole shebang?
$3,668.70.
And how big a television was it?
A 57-inch.
what every household needs. Okay, now, when did you move in with Miss Potter? April what?
I'll say about the first week of April.
And when did you move out?
Around the 14th of July.
Tell me under what circumstances.
Just rocky relationship. We wasn't getting along, basically.
Why didn't you take the television set with you?
Right when I left, I basically ran out the door. So after I went out the door, I never came back.
When did you come back for the TV?
Well, I called American Rental to go get the TV for me, and she never answered the door for him or let him in. So 2 weeks later, they get a hold to me at work and say that they haven't received the TV yet. And I said, okay, well, I asked you guys to go get the TV.
Well, why had you called American Rental to go and get it?
Because TV like that, without the insurance, they have to come move it themselves. So that way, if any damage to the TV, it won't be on me, it'll be on them.
So you called them to tell them to go get it, and what were they going to do with it when they got it?
Move it to my mom's house.
Okay. And then what happened? So they couldn't get in?
They couldn't get in, so I haven't spoke to her after I left the house. And so I figured American Rental have already got the TV because I haven't heard anything for like 2 weeks. And when they called me at work and told me they haven't received the TV, so I asked them to go over there again and try to get in the house, and they finally got in after that 2 weeks, and they called me back and said the TV is not there, so.
So where's the TV, Miss Potter?
I have no clue.
Look at me. Look at me.
Your Honor, this is what happened. We broke up the very first part of July. I did kick Mr. Owens out of my house because I caught him cheating on me.
Okay.
Red-handed. He actually left my house with one shoe.
Okay.
So, as far as the TV is concerned, he has lied several times already here, which does not surprise me.
Just listen to me. Where is the TV?
I have no clue.
When he left with one shoe, madam, he left the 57-inch TV set in your house.
47 inch.
47 inch. What happened to it?
I have no clue.
I have no clue.
I did not do anything with that TV, Your Honor. I actually called American Rental because I had left after the breakup because he had threatened to mess up my truck. He still has keys to my truck and keys to my house. So I left. I gave him perfect opportunity to come and pack up his stuff. Even after all the lies, deceit, cheating, everything, I still said, look, come pack up your stuff. He put it on the porch. I said, look, I'm not comfortable with your stuff on the porch. I don't want to be responsible for that.
When he came and put his stuff on the porch, Miss Potter, where was the television set?
Was still in the house.
Okay. Did he come back to the house again?
After that, yes, ma'am, he did, because
when?
we got...
Shh.
That same week, ma'am.
Okay, and when he came back that same week, was the television still there?
Yes, ma'am, because we got back together that week for 1 week.
After that, he did not come back to the house?
No, ma'am. As far as I wasn't there, so as far as I know, no.
Mr. Owens, do you have any proof other than these circumstances that Miss Potter had something to do with your missing television?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I have a witness.
Who was that witness?
Her name is Jennifer Miller.
Get Miss Miller, please.
Sure. Jennifer Miller.
Bert, would you swear the witness, please?
Ma'am, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth in these matters?
Yes, sir.
State your name for the record, please.
Jennifer Miller.
Miss Miller, how do you know these two people?
I have a daughter who's 5 years old, and her father is her best friend.
And how do you know Mr. Owens?
He moved in with her probably in April, and I lived above them.
You know anything about this television set?
Yes, I'm here because she has brought me into it. She brought me into the Rent-A-Center report. I was with her when they called her, and I went back to the house with her, and she told them that I saw somebody leave, that she was on vacation, and I saw somebody leave with the TV, which is absolutely not true. And I told her not to say that, and she did anyways.
Put your hand down. So what you're telling me is she got a call from the rental center?
Right, wanting to check the apartment.
And she asked you to tell them that you saw somebody leaving with the television set?
That's what she told me that she was going to tell them on the way back to the apartment. I was like, don't say that. And when we got there and they searched the house and everything, she went ahead and said it anyways. I didn't say a word.
So she told the rental people...
You didn't say a word? No, I didn't.
Okay.
She told you that she was going to lie.
Yes.
And tell the rental people that you told her that you saw people leaving with the TV.
Yes, ma'am.
You said to her, don't say that to them.
Right.
And when they got to the house, she said that to them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So she made you a witness to a crime that you never witnessed.
Yes, ma'am.
You know anything else about this television?
She did sell a TV for $500. I don't know who.
How do you know she sold the TV for $500?
Because it was either the next day or 2 days after that. My boyfriend and I had went downstairs and the TV was gone, and she told me, yep, it's gone for $500. And she looked at my boyfriend and was like, I hope you can keep a secret and this and that. And, you know, what's ever between them is between them. I didn't want to get involved, but she got me involved and put me in a really hard position.
Sit down. Yes.
Your Honor, Jen told American Rental that. I did not force her to tell them that. I did not tell her to tell them that. That is what was told to me. Like I said, I was not in town.
Miss Potter, listen to me. Something doesn't make sense, madam, it's usually not true.
Right. But if
I'm speaking, I mean, I absolutely believe her that you got a call from the rental people. You were together. Why in the world would she make up a story about seeing strangers come and take this television out of the house? Why would she do that? What interest would she possibly have in that?
Ma'am, I know exactly what interest she has in that.
Well, tell me, I'm curious.
Mr. Owens made her feel like she was going to get in trouble for it. That's exactly what had happened because...
No, listen to me. I'm not asking you what happened after the statement was made, madam. What I'm saying to you is, why in the world would she make the statement to begin with? You don't know.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Tell me about the accident, sir.
He doesn't remember that because he was drunk.
You want me to hear your case? Do you want me to hear your case?
Yes, ma'am.
And remember where you are.
And later today...
Is this the same husband that left you on the side of the road?
Yes.
That's personal matters.
Did you see my mouth ask you a question?
Sorry.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jimmy Owen says he can prove that ex-girlfriend Andrea Potter sold a big screen TV he was renting. Andrea is countersuing for unpaid bills.
Now, she was your friend. She's been your friend longer than Mr. Owens has been your friend.
Yes, ma'am.
So why in the world would she make up that story? Stupid. You owe him $3,268. That's what he put into the television set so far, because you stole it and you sold it. Now let's hear to your counterclaim, and let's do it fast, Miss Potter, because I don't like liars.
I'm not
at
a
all.
liar.
I don't like
I'm
them
not
at
a
all.
liar.
So let's hear your counterclaim fast.
The counterclaim is for $2,500. He owes for cell phone bills, which I have copies of, gas bills, which I have copies of, and an estimate on my truck, which I have estimates and pictures of the truck.
I don't understand what you're talking about, madam. You have a truck. What does that have to do with him?
He had the truck while I was gone.
Oh, so he borrowed it?
Yes,
Had
ma'am.
you used the truck before?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you have an accident with the truck, sir?
Yes, I did.
Okay, did you fix it?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
She never asked me to do anything to fix the truck. She never
Well,
said
she's
anything.
asking you now.
Well, I feel like the only reason why she's suing me for the truck is because...
You're suing her for the
I'm suing
TV.
her for TV.
You're probably absolutely right.
Okay.
That other than the fact that you've sued her for what you put into the TV, she would not have sued you for the truck. But if you damage the truck, you got to fix it. Did you have insurance?
No, ma'am.
You have an estimate on the truck?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it, please. That's what happens, Mr. Owens.
Okay.
You know?
That's
fair.
fine.
Turnabout is fair play. She sold your TV. Maybe she was going to use the $500 that she got for the TV to fix the truck. You sued her for the TV. You're going to pay for the truck.
Okay.
Sounds right?
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Tell me about the accident, sir.
Just basically...
He doesn't remember that because he was drunk.
I didn't
Did
ask
she
you
ask you
anything. You
anything?
weren't there. You want me to hear your case? Do you want me to hear your
Yes,
case?
ma'am.
Then remember where you are. What happened to the truck?
I had an accident in it, ma'am.
Well, what do you mean an accident? Were you drinking?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, so far, I have deducted $1,915 from the $2,368 that you owe him, leaving $453 that you owe him for his TV. Now I want to hear about these bills. What kind of an arrangement did you have, and why wasn't he paying the bills, and why did you let him stay there if he wasn't paying the bills?
The arrangements for the bills, Your Honor, was he was to pay the electric and the gas. I was to pay the rent, and he was supposed to pay half of the cell phone plus $10 because that is what the additional line is on my contract.
Were you supposed to pay the gas and electric?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pay it?
No, ma'am, because I was the only one that was working in the house.
Yeah.
I had to support her and support me. You know, I even went to work with a broken hand so we can't have money in the house.
Just a minute. So who paid the rent?
Who paid the rent?
Yeah.
Your Honor, she didn't even pay rent. It was her grandmother's
didn't.
place.
Shh.
It was our grandmother's place, Your Honor. I even have proof. Well, my witness can tell you that, too.
Okay, just a second. But you were supposed to pay the electric and the gas.
Yes, ma'am.
I still don't understand why you didn't pay it.
I couldn't afford to pay it when I had to take care of her and put gas in her truck.
How do you take care of her?
Getting her cigarettes, even buying her buying her medication for her when she got sick.
What were the gas bills and the electric bills?
All the bills combined were...
No. Listen to me. I didn't ask you for the bills combined. I'm not interested in your cell phone. Couldn't care less about your cell phone. I don't want to hear the word cell phone anymore. Gas and electric.
I only have the gas bill with me, $438.05.
$438?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's the only bill I'm interested in then. So you know what you owe him for his TV? I've deducted $438 from the $453 that you were supposed to give him. You owe him $15 for his television. And I suggest you make it in one payment. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. She will give you a check for $15 for your television set. You have paid for the damage to our truck and the electric bill. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I actually waited till he got good and drunk.
I was asleep. She was in my phone, got jealous.
And then I did go through his pockets, not out of jealousy, because for what?
Started yelling at me and I woke up.
And I found all kinds of text messages.
And I was like, don't want to hear it, so I left.
I kicked him out with one shoe on.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Velasco versus Vopel, step forward, please.
Daycare provider Melanie Velasco is suing former client Tasha Vopel for unpaid babysitting fees. Tasha claims Melanie is trying to pad the bill.
Ms. Velasco, you claim that the defendant owes you for babysitting for her 2 children. Ms. Vopel says she's paid you, and she paid you for the time that you babysat for her. Do you do babysitting as a living?
Yes, I do.
Is that the only source of income that you have?
My husband works.
You have children of your own?
Yes, I do.
How old?
I have a 9-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old.
The 2-year-old is home all the time?
Yes.
And the 4-year-old?
Yes, he's home also.
So you have 2 children home?
Yes.
When did Miss Vopel start to bring her 2 children to your house?
On March 27th.
How did you find her, Miss Vopel?
I was going through the paper, and I was just calling different ads for caregivers.
Did you meet her before you decided to send your 2 children to her home?
I did.
When you spoke to her on the phone, did you ask how much she charged?
Yeah, I did ask her how much she charged. She told me $80 a week, something to that effect.
$80 a week per child.
Right. And I had 3 children, so I knew that that wasn't going to be affordable for me, and I expressed that to her, and she said that we would work something out.
Did you bring 2 children to her or 3?
Just 2. I only decided to take my 2 boys. My daughter was little.
And how many weeks did your children stay there?
They attended not quite a month, but they did not go every day of the week.
They don't have to go every day. That's your problem. I read your answer. You said you paid her $200, and the $200 covered the days that the children were there. They weren't always there because they were sick. Sometimes you didn't take them for whatever reason. That has nothing to do with Miss Velasco. You had a contract with her. Your contract provided for $80 a week per child, $160 a week for the 2 children. They were there for 4 weeks, according to what you both seem to agree was the tenure of their time. So, all things being equal, 160 times 4 equals $640. That's what you should have paid her. And if you only paid her $200, then you owe her $440. Why would you think you owe her any less?
Well, she never stated that I had to pay her for days that my children did not attend.
And when the children didn't attend, would you call her that morning and say somebody can't come?
If it wasn't that morning, it would be the night before.
All right. Now, Miss Vopel, let me explain something to you. Miss Velasco supplements her family's income by babysitting for children. If she's contracted with you to take care of your 2 children, she can't have other children. She can't have a whole host of children because she has 2 children of her own she's taking care of. It would be irresponsible for her to take care of more than 4 children at her home. So she has contracted with you for her source of income at $80 a week per child. You can't say, well, I'm not bringing my child today, I don't have to pay. Don't you get that?
I don't understand why I should pay for services that weren't rendered.
Hello in there. Who is this person?
My husband.
What kind of work does he do?
At the time, he was installing underground cable stuff.
Is this the same husband that, according to the plaintiff, left you on the side of the road?
Yes.
And he is not the father of these 2 children?
No.
That's personal matters, sorry.
Let me explain something to you. Did you see my mouth ask you a question?
Sorry.
Let me ask you this question, madam. Did you ever work for a living?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
At the time, I was working at Steak and Shake.
Were you paid by the hour or by the week?
By the hour.
Well, did you ever have a weekly job where you got paid by the week?
No.
Then maybe you don't understand, so I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to try to give you an example. Let's say you had a job where you were paid by the week, $500 a week, and you were working at Steak and Shake, and that was your weekly salary, $500 a week. And you worked there for years. That was your salary, $500. You got a paycheck every 2 weeks, $1,000. And one day the owner of Steak and Shake says, you know, I'm going to take my wife and my children to Disneyland. So I'm going to close the store for 2 days. And I'm going to close the store for 2 days, and I'm not paying you. And you can say, well, you can't do that. My salary is by the week. I don't get paid by the hour or by the day. We have a contract. And your contract with me is you pay me by the week. If you decide to close your business, you can't not pay me. And your boss says to you, well, you didn't render any services for those 2 days. And you say to him, but that's not my fault. I was ready, willing, and able to come to work. You closed the business to go on vacation. Do you get it?
I do understand.
There is a difference between an hourly employee or a daily employee where you're notified the day before or a week before, here's your schedule. I'm closing the business. I'm not giving you hours that day. But when you're a weekly employee, you get paid as long as you're ready, willing, and able to work. She got paid by the week, $160 per week to take care of your 2 children. And if you chose to go on vacation to Disneyland, that doesn't mean she doesn't get paid. Or if you chose not to go to work, or if one of the children was sick, whatever reason, or if he left you behind some shopping mall because he had a problem. By the way, I would tolerate that for about a second and a half. Okay. How much money did she give you, Miss Velasco?
She never paid me a dime.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $640. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
21-year-old Jamie Mathia is suing her ex-boyfriend, 22-year-old Russell Ehart, for stealing money from a joint bank account, the return of her belongings, and an assault.
Yeah, this is case number 268 on the calendar in the matter of Mathia versus Ehart. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat. You're welcome.
Mr. Ehart, you don't look so well.
What was that?
I don't know. Did you have a bad night last night?
No.
Out partying a little late last night?
No, not last night.
What about the night before last?
Yeah, I might have went out on the town a little bit.
How old are you, sir?
22.
Mr. Ehart, you keep going out like that and partying and, you know, having great times. By the time you're 30, you're going to look 90. Take that as some good advice from me.
Okay.
I have had 22-year-old children. They look a lot better than you. Got it?
Got it.
Good. Miss Mathia, according to your complaint, this young man used to be your boyfriend. Clearly an error in your judgment. You claim that last year he assaulted you. He emptied a joint bank account, and he's got some personal property that belongs to you.
Right.
Mr. Ehart says you've got to move on. Get over it. Did you live together last year?
In 2005, yes, ma'am.
From when to when? Keep your voice up.
Well, I moved out on March 19th, 2005.
When did you move in together?
September or October of 2004 was when we moved in our house together, but before that, we were living at his mother's house together.
How old are you?
Now I am 21.
When you were living at his mother's house, had you gone there from your parents' house?
From my father's house, yes.
Was that a bad situation at your father's house?
It wasn't the best.
Was it better at his house?
No.
Just trying to get a sense of things. You said that you separated in March of 2005. Was that the date of this alleged assault?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like you to tell me what happened, please.
Okay, that morning we woke up and I asked him what his plans for the day was. And he said he was going to go to his father's house to work on his car. I said, fine. And I asked him, we were selling things on eBay. And I had asked him if before he left he would set up the digital camera because I couldn't figure it out. And I don't know if I had said something wrong, but it made him mad, and he started yelling and throwing things, and I ended up getting pushed down into a stack of boxes that were like 5 or 6 boxes high.
She's lying, Judge.
You'll have a turn. Go ahead.
Okay. And then when I got pushed down, I was on the floor, and he grabbed the front of my hair right here and took my head and started beating it into the door frame. And I will admit, while he was doing that, I did bite him. I bit him because it was the only thing I could do to get him off of me. He finally let go, and I took off running to the front door. And while I was running to the front door, we had a big rock he was making like a water fountain, and there was rocks, and he took it and threw it at me and hit me in my back. And I do have pictures of everything.
I'd like to take a look at them. You also have a police report?
I have the report that I wrote.
Okay, I gather from the complaint, both of you at some point on that day were arrested, but ultimately you were let go and he was taken into custody. Is that right?
Yes. We ended up going to court and he was found guilty.
Okay. When you went to court on the assault charge, it was domestic violence assault charge, was there a trial or did he plead guilty?
I think he pled not guilty. The judge heard my case and they heard his case.
So you testified?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it correct, Mr. Earhart, that you were found guilty after a trial of domestic violence?
That is correct.
And what happened with that case, sir?
I appealed it, and the charges were dismissed.
Explain that to me, sir.
I believe they dismissed it because there was lack of evidence.
No, ma'am.
She attacked me.
I bit him, yes, I did.
The plaintiff says in between the trial, whatever happened subsequently, you were arrested on another charge, which sort of complicated your criminal history. Is that accurate?
Yes, it is.
And what happened with that case?
It was amended to a traffic violation.
To a traffic violation? What kind of traffic violation?
Let's see, running a stop sign and failure to yield.
Somebody was killed in that incident. Is that right?
2 people were killed in that accident.
Were you drag racing?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't even involved in the accident.
You just jumped a stop sign.
Yeah.
Had you been drinking?
No, I hadn't.
What time did this happen?
About 1:20.
In the afternoon?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to tell me your version of what happened on March 19th?
Well, she did ask me to set up the camera for her on the internet, and I didn't do it right away, so she started screaming at me, and I picked up the phone to make a phone call, and she takes it away from me and hit me in the head with it. And then I tried to get the phone again because I was trying to call my mom to see what I had to do to get her evicted. And at that time, she spit in my face and tried to punch me. So I grabbed both of her wrists and just basically restrained her from hitting me. And in the process of that, we went to the floor and my arm crossed her mouth. That's when she bit me. I let go of her. She ran out of the house.
How did your arm cross her mouth?
I was holding her wrists on the floor, and she was struggling.
Well, that's hard. If you're holding her wrists on the floor, I'd like to know how could you know what I'm talking about, Bert?
I understand.
You know, unless she had a really long neck. How did she bite you, sir, if what you were doing was you were holding both her arms on the floor?
We were in an area that was about this big, and we began like this, and then we turned. And when we came down on the floor, she was struggling, trying to hit me the whole time. I'm trying to hold her hands, and somehow my arm got across her mouth, and she bit me. At that time, I let go of her, and she left.
How'd she get the bruise on her back?
I don't know. I don't know that she had a bruise on her back.
She did. I saw the photographs. So what I'm asking you, how does she get the bruise on her back? She threw a rock at herself?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you an only child?
No, I'm not.
Are you the oldest or the youngest?
Youngest.
How many were there before you?
2.
How did they turn out?
Fine.
Fine. Should have stopped with 2.
And later today,
Mr. Sabat, you don't want me to think you're a lowlife.
I'm not a lowlife.
You are, sir.
Why is that?
Because if you said to me we really cared about each other,
I
and that's
didn't
what
care about
I'm speaking, don't ever interrupt me.
Jamie Mathia claims her ex-boyfriend, Russell Ehart, owes for stealing money from a joint bank account, the return of her belongings, and a violent assault.
Okay. Now tell me about this joint bank account.
We had a bank account in both of our names so that when I paid bills, we both got credit for them.
Did each of you contribute to the bank account?
Well, he did sometimes. It was kind of like pulling teeth to get rent money and bill money. I just took all the bills, added them up, divided them in 2.
Okay, but you both put money into the joint account.
He gave the cash to me and I deposited in the account, yes.
Okay, and you put your paycheck in the account?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Earhart, according to the plaintiff, you emptied the joint bank account.
I did.
And what happened was she wrote a $6 check on that joint bank account and it bounced. your response said she had no business writing a check on a joint bank account. That's what you say here.
The reason,
though, that's true, Mr. Earhart. Could you explain why you emptied it?
She was there when I closed the account. She knew that I closed it and there was no money.
Explain that to me, sir.
I went to the bank to close the account.
On what date did you go to the bank?
I'm not sure what the date was.
Before or after March 19th?
It was before.
No, ma'am.
Shh. Don't interrupt him.
Sorry.
It was before March 19th.
Sure.
Sure is not an answer, sir. Sure is what you do when you talk to your friends outside in the park. It's either yes or no, or I don't recall, I don't remember.
I'm not sure when it was for sure.
Well, if it was afterwards, you would agree it was the wrong thing to do.
Why would it be wrong?
Because you said it was wrong, sir. You said it was wrong for her to have written a $6 check on a joint bank account after the two of you had broken up. And I said to you, then what gives you the right to empty out the bank account if it was a joint account? Then you said I emptied it out before, and she knew about it. That's what you just told me. I mean, I'm getting old, sir, but my memory is sharp. That's because I don't party like you do. Now, so let's get to it, sir.
Okay.
Do you want to tell me how she was aware of the fact that you emptied the joint bank account because you went to the bank together?
She was at the bank at the same time that I was when I emptied the bank account. I didn't want a joint bank account with her name in it because she's going to write bad checks with my name on it.
Just a second, but you
it happened.
But you hadn't had a fight yet. If this happened before March 19th, you hadn't had a fight yet, unless you have some sort of clairvoyant gift or skill. How would you know that you were going to have a fight on March 19th to bring it to the bank before March 19th to close the account?
We were breaking up anyway, Your Honor. I'm not sure what the date was. It possibly was after March 19th.
Now, if it was after March 19th, you wouldn't have been at the bank together, so she didn't know that you closed the account. Are you making things up as you're going along, sir?
No, I'm not making it up.
Yes, you are. Sure you are. I mean, I don't know why you think that you can come here and act like a fool. Can I see the date that he closed the joint account?
Yes, ma'am. I was not at the bank. I was at work that day.
That doesn't make any difference. So it looks as if he took out $400. Is that what you took out of the account, sir? $400?
Yes.
So why didn't you send her half the money?
She didn't ask for it.
Well, now she is. Shh. Now she is. So she gets $200 from the joint bank account. Now let's talk about the property. Go!
When I left, I took what I could get in my car.
What did you leave there?
Oh, everything, Your Honor.
Why didn't you get it back? We're a year later.
Yes, I have tried numerous times to get it.
Well, that's too bad. Are you still living in the same house?
I recently moved back in about a month ago.
Had you left?
I moved out the day after she did.
And how long were you gone?
A year.
You waited too long.
Your Honor.
You waited too long. You know where a courthouse is, and if you wanted your property, I'm not going to go tracing your property over the last year. It's not going to happen.
I understand.
Good.
What you're
I'm
saying.
glad you understand. While you were living together, did either of you abuse drugs?
No.
She did.
What?
She smoked marijuana.
Not you.
Your Honor.
Shh, shh, shh. Not you.
Yeah, I did.
Well, then why did you just say she?
Well, she did it a lot more than I did, Your Honor. She was a heavy user.
Oof.
She needs to go to
Just a second, are
rehab.
you an only child?
No, I'm not.
Are you the oldest or the youngest?
Youngest.
How many were there before you?
2.
How did they turn out?
Fine.
Fine. Should have stopped with 2. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all. Step out.
Thank you.
Why is that excused? You may step out.
I have never heard as many lies come out of that boy's mouth today as I have in my whole life.
Jamie here, she's just poor. She can't pay her bills, and she wants to mooch off me as usual, like she used to.
He didn't pay anything. He hardly ever even went to work.
She never had a job, or if she did, she worked at a gas station like she does now.
He's nuts. I mean, really, he is beyond nuts.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Collins versus Sabet. Step forward, please.
23-year-old Erin Collins is suing her ex-boyfriend, 23-year-old Amir Sabet, for a $500 loan. Amir says the money was a birthday gift.
Miss Collins, you and the defendant dated for a brief period of time. $500 changed hands from you to the defendant. You claim it was a loan. He says it was a gift. Why in the world would you give him money?
Because he was in need, and...
Look at me.
I'm looking at you. He was in need. I had slept over that night.
Slept at his apartment?
Yes.
What night was it?
The first week of May.
Of 06?
Correct.
And how long had you been dating him at the time?
6 months.
So you slept at his apartment?
Correct. That night I was over, he was pacing, saying that his father was in Las Vegas and that he needed to pay his father's bills when he was away. He asked me if I could loan him the money.
How much did he say he needed?
He said he needed $500.
So you said you would loan him the money?
Correct.
When did he say he would pay you back?
That Saturday.
What was going to happen the following Saturday that would give him $500?
His father was flying in from Las Vegas at Logan Airport, and he was picking him up, and he said he would receive the money then. He went to go pick him up at Logan Airport, and he said he would receive the money the next week. It continued, I will give you the money, I will give you the money, and it went on for months, and I did not receive the money.
But you continued to see him?
No, we did not continue to see each other.
Well, when did you stop seeing him?
In June.
So this happened the first week in May. You stopped seeing him in June.
Correct.
Why?
Why? Because he started acting weird, promising that he'd give me the money, and he has talked to several of my friends about it.
Don't tell me anything that
Okay.
he discusses with your friends. That's hearsay.
Correct, and I also have text messages on my cell phone, if you would like to
Do
see
you have them with you?
I do.
I'd like to see them.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Sabat, you want to tell me about this $500, please?
Yeah, it was given to me as a gift.
When?
In early May.
Well, tell me how that came about, Mr. Sabat.
I told her I had to pay my father's bills before he came back. It was for his mortgage. So she gave me the $500.
Just a second. Why did you have to pay your father's mortgage?
He was away. I've been helping him for a while. He just sold his house last month. And he's not working. He's retired. My mother passed away last August.
It's a very sad story, sir. Why were you paying your father's mortgage?
Just helping him.
What was he doing in Las Vegas?
On vacation to get away from everything with my aunt and uncle.
He flew to Las Vegas?
Yep.
Instead of paying his mortgage?
Well, I told him I'd take care of it. I told him, go have fun.
So I assume that if you told your father to go and have fun, that you would take care of it, that you had the money.
Correct.
So why didn't you use your money?
Well, business was slow at the time where I work, and
How long was your father in Las Vegas?
a week.
He was coming back after the first week in May, so I assume the mortgage was due May 1st. There is a certain grace period with a mortgage. Why did you take $500? Don't give me the baloney about your father's mortgage. Why did you take $500 from her?
She gave it to me as an early birthday gift. She said, don't pay it back.
Mr. Sabat, let me explain something to you. I don't believe you. You're a liar. Paying your father's mortgage is not a birthday present. If you said, I need $500, I want to go out and buy myself something, or I owe people money and I have to pay them, or else I'm going to get myself in trouble, then I could understand her saying to you, I love you, honey. Here's $500 that you need. It's an early birthday present. But not to pay your father's mortgage. That is not romantic, sir. You understand?
Well, I understand, yeah.
Good. That's not what you needed $500 for. Don't believe you.
Okay.
On June 14th, you sent her a message, sir, that says, after I pay you, I don't want to see you or hear you again. You remember that?
She texted it to herself. You can text message online and send it to somebody's phone. I never sent the text message.
So what did you do when she asked you for the money? Did you respond to her?
I never responded to any of her phone calls. I actually...
When did she start asking you for this money back?
Probably a couple weeks after I stopped talking to her.
And when was that?
End of May. Beginning of June.
Why did you stop talking to her at the end of May?
I've been trying to get rid of her. I was trying to get rid of her for a while.
How long is a while, Mr. Sabat?
About a month, month and a half.
Well, a month and a half would bring us to April.
Right. I've been trying to get rid of her since I hadn't...
Then why did you take $500 from her? If you were trying...
She gave it to me.
Is there something wrong with you?
Nothing at all.
Oh, there is. There is absolutely something wrong with you. Who are you?
I'm his co-worker. The reason why I'm here is because everyone would come into our dealership, our place of business, and she'd cause a big fit.
Good. Sit down.
Sorry. It's just that... Sorry.
Mr. Sabat, you don't want me to think you're a lowlife.
I'm not a lowlife.
You are, sir. You want me to tell you why you're a lowlife?
Why is that?
Because if you said to me, we really cared about each other,
I
and that's
didn't
what
care about
I'm speaking. Don't ever interrupt me.
Sorry.
If you said to me, we really cared about each other, I was in a bind, I needed $500. She said, sure, I'll give it to you. If you can pay me back, fine. If you can't, fine. And you were together, you were a couple. And then you broke up. You know, sometimes I can understand that that sort of thing happens. But that's not what you told me, Mr. Sabat. What you told me was you were trying to get rid of her before you took the $500 from her.
Correct.
You were trying to get rid of her before she slept over at your house the beginning of May. And a lowlife takes advantage of somebody who may not be as swift as they are, or thinks they're not as swift. You know, there's a difference between being intellectually gifted and having no moral compass, sir. If I had my choice between not being intellectually gifted but having a moral compass, I would pick having a moral compass. You evidently made the wrong choice. You owe her $500, sir. Pay it. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Daryl Giese is suing his brother, Gene Giese, and his fiancée, Radapi Osborne, for airline tickets, clothing, and school supplies purchased on behalf of Radapi's daughter.
Yeah, this is case number 216 on the calendar in the matter of Giese versus Osborne Giese. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Mr. Giese, this gentleman is your brother, is that
That's
correct? And the lady standing next to him is his girlfriend.
That's correct.
And I assume that you're her daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
You lived in New Orleans?
Yes, ma'am.
And the family were victims of Hurricane Katrina, according to your complaint. And there came a time when either you were asked or volunteered to help them take care of her daughter because they were rendered homeless by Katrina. You did. You sent plane tickets and you had expenses. And I believe that your brother and his girlfriend acknowledged that the money that you spent was well over $1,000. Would you agree with that?
No, ma'am.
Well, we'll see. In any event, you claim that after Marina went home, Miss Osborne and Mr. Giese, your brother, received a check from FEMA in the amount of some $26,000.
To my knowledge, that's correct.
What was the amount of the check you received?
We received a couple of different checks.
Well, give me each amount and what they were for.
For personal property loss, I received $9,500. Mr. Giese received a little over $10,000 for personal property loss.
How much did you receive, sir?
$10,040, I think.
Right about $10,000. Okay, so you received approximately $20,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else for living expenses?
We submitted receipts for rental reimbursements.
And?
We received them.
How
and
much?
We continued. Well, it came in lump sums of $2,000.
So how much did you receive in total?
Probably about 2 times $2,000, $4,000.
So $24,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else?
Various local agencies, churches were able to help us out in our journey to get to where we are today.
Good. And your brother?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask you this question, because you look like nice people, and I gather that this has created a rift in your family, which is unfortunate. Now, Miss Osborne, would you agree that any money that Mr. Giese spent on your daughter were necessaries for her?
Absolutely.
So, my question, Miss Osborne, would you agree that you, Miss Osborne, are responsible for the necessaries for your child?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
That's what the law says.
Absolutely.
Good. So, tell me, Mr. Giese, cutting to the chase, because I have other things to do. You volunteered to be of assistance during this time of crisis.
Yes and no. I was asked, and I agreed to it at that point, correct? Yes.
And how long did Marina stay with you?
She was with me a total of 10, 11 days, something like that.
And you, I assume, have receipts, sir, for all of the expenses that you believe you should be reimbursed for.
All except for one, Judge, because when the Katrina first happened, my mother actually called me and asked me if I can send them some money so that they can get their car fixed to get them down to Phoenix, where my younger brother was living, and she was actually there visiting with him at the time.
Okay. Well, if your mother asked you to do that, there's no agreement to pay him back. What I'm asking you is, we're talking in this case about the money that you laid out for Marina. Now, what bills do you have?
I have all the plane tickets and everything here. Plane tickets, receipts, school supplies. There's also several other expenses that I incurred that I am not suing for.
Okay. Well, let's go through them. Plane ticket was $275.79.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
We paid him back for those airplane tickets, Your Honor.
Just a second. I know that you gave him a check for $500. Who takes allergy medication?
She needed allergy medication when she was there, yes, because we had a dog in the house, and it was very...
Is that right?
It was affecting her very badly when she got
I'm
there.
just checking over all of these things. Dog treats.
That's not supposed to be in there, ma'am.
I don't care. I mean, if you're giving me something, sir, then I'm supposed to be able to rely on it. We have $84 in for your school supplies.
Yes, ma'am. May I say something, Your Honor?
Yes.
When she was in Illinois, right after the flood, My brother had taken her to the FEMA tent where the Red Cross and other agencies were there to attend to their needs. A lot of the things that were bought considered school supplies I would never agreed with because...
I don't care whether you agreed with them or not. You weren't there.
No, you're right.
You weren't there. And then there was another plane ticket, is that right?
Correct, one way to
For $129.
Correct.
Okay. Let me tell you this, sir. The only thing that I have not considered is this long laundry list of stuff, which is some yours and some hers.
Correct.
And I'm not going through them and separating it, you know. We're not talking about that. So you know what I get, Mr. Giese? $571.
Okay, but like I was telling you, Judge, I sent them $300. It was not even my choice.
Just a second. It's not. I don't care whether it was your choice or not, sir. It was not a loan made to your brother that you can sue for.
That was a loan made to my brother.
No, it
ma'am.
wasn't, sir. It was something.
Absolutely.
No, Mr. Giese, you are incorrect. You said your mother called you and asked you to send money to your brother. They needed to get their car fixed.
Because she did not have the money to send to them
I understand
at
that.
that
That
time.
does not create a loan, sir. That is actionable in court.
But
do you understand?
yes, I understand.
And
ma'am,
you don't even discuss that in your complaint.
But can I just say one more thing, Judge, please?
You sure can.
The reason for this entire lawsuit had nothing to do with the money, okay? I was in the middle of a separation with my wife in Virginia. I moved to Denver to be close to my family, to get the support that I needed from my family. My brother, in turn, stole one of my credit cards, charged up $1,650 in 8 days on this credit card.
Well, that's outrageous.
Yes, ma'am, it is. And
well, Mr. Giese, that's outrageous.
Because
you would acknowledge that that's outrageous.
Because he stole this from me, Your Honor, okay? Then they agreed to pay me the entire thing back. They paid me $1,000 for the credit card expenses. Now, when I tried...
Did they give you the $1,000?
No, ma'am. My mother gave me the $1,000.
Under his instruction.
Oh,
my mother
came
gave
from me because we couldn't speak to each other at the time. We were arguing and fighting.
So you gave your mother the $1,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right? That's right. Okay.
Well, when I asked her about it, I said, where did this come from? Because I did not want to take the money as long as it was from my mother.
Gotcha.
And she said, it doesn't matter as long as you get it.
Now I understand why you felt entitled to bring this lawsuit over a relatively small amount of money that was incurred during a period of national tragedy because your brother stole from you. You were right.
He stole from me, and then after I filed this lawsuit, he called me up and threatened violence on me once again, as he always has, because he's an alcoholic.
Mr. Giese, I was just going to say to you, your brother drinks.
Way too much.
I can see that he drinks.
And I can show you the credit card receipt that when he stole my card, the first 3 places he went was the liquor store.
Listen to me. I've been in the business a very long time. You didn't need to tell me that he has a severe alcohol problem. He doesn't recognize the fact that people who are in the business of knowing whether somebody suffers from alcohol or other substance abuse can tell in a minute, Mr. Giese. And if your life is being destroyed because you're an alcoholic, I suggest you get some help for it.
And destroying everybody else's around
And
him.
I suggest, Ms. Osborne, that it's wrong for you to allow your daughter to live in a household with an alcoholic. You put your daughter in a situation where she's living with an alcoholic, and that's unreasonable. Do we understand each other?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I see your mother is sitting over there. Are you annoyed with him?
Both of them.
That's not
Both of them.
correct.
Oh, you're annoyed with both of them. I would be annoyed with both of them, too. I don't get it.
And later today,
$2,500 on a $10,000 car?
Correct.
That was a very bad trade that you made.
My father was of no help at the time.
Should have asked for somebody for advice.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Daryl Giese claims his brother, Gene Giese, and fiancée Radapi Osborne owe for money loaned after Hurricane Katrina. The defendants claim Daryl was supposedly helping out in a time of need.
Okay. Right now, they owe you, according to Miss Osborne, who acknowledges, because this lawsuit is about the expenses for Marina, who acknowledges that if you laid out money for Marina, she is responsible for that because those are necessaries for her children, right? So I have legitimate expenses of $571, and you sent them $500.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I have. So you owe them $71. It's a shame that after all of this, a family clearly had gotten along well enough to be able to make a phone call and get some cash sent, should have any issues with regard to money. And if your brother was nice enough to send you $300 because you needed it, you should have sent him back the money. That's your moral obligation.
Yes, ma'am.
Whether or not you had a contract with him or not.
I did give him a brand new living room set and a dining room set.
Listen to me. Unless you had an agreement with him that that living room set and the dining room set was in lieu of the $300, that's a gift. And what I'm telling you is, if he was nice enough, because I see your mother is sitting over there.
Yes, ma'am.
So she's probably annoyed with you. Would that be, are you annoyed with him?
Both of them. That's not correct.
Oh,
I did
both
not.
of them. You're annoyed with both of them. I would be.
I did not
Miss
call
Giese, is that right? I would be annoyed with both of them, too. I don't get it. Okay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $71. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Wait right here, please.
All my brother does is take advantage of the people around him.
He's angry at the world right now, and I happen to be at the end of this hill.
And then he pushes them to the side.
I'm a loving person, and I learn to forgive, too.
Or punches you in your face and puts you in the hospital.
I hope that he has a successful life.
He is not part of my family anymore.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hayes versus Hayes. Step forward, please.
24-year-old Brittany Hayes is suing her father, Jerome Hayes, for missed payments on a '96 Cadillac DeVille.
Miss Hayes, this is your father.
Yes.
And your complaint is that several years ago, you purchased a car. It was for your dad. He didn't have sufficient credit, so you took out the loan. The agreement was that he would make the payments on the car. According to you, he stopped making the payments on the car. You took the car back, in effect repossessing the car, kept the car for a period of time, then traded it in for another car, which you put on your credit card. And you say that your father agreed to make those credit card payments for you.
Correct.
Your father said that's not what the agreement was. So that's what it's about. When was this car purchased?
February 27th of 2003. It was a 1996 Cadillac DeVille, a faux convertible top.
I don't care what it looked like, quite frankly. Nobody has it anymore. You don't have it, he doesn't have it, and I certainly don't have it. Okay, and when did you take the car back?
It was end of November of 2003, the same year.
So I didn't have the car very long. How much was the total cost that was financed?
$10,355.84.
That's what was financed?
Correct.
From February until November, did you make the payments on the car, sir?
Up until the October payment.
What happened in October?
I was in between jobs.
Had you told her that you couldn't make the car payment that month?
Yeah, and she screamed at me.
You said, I don't have the money to make the car payment.
Yeah, and she replied that I'm not going to make the payment. You need to get off your rear and go get you another job. I'm in the process of going back to work. She took the car.
She took the car then, in November of 2003?
Yes.
Okay. What happened next, Mr. Hayes?
2 weeks after she took the car, I was back to work. I tried contacting her via cell phone. She never returned the phone call. Several months went by. I'd say about 4.5, 5 months later, she finally returned the phone call, stating that she didn't have the car anymore.
What did she do with it?
She traded it in for a Honda SUV because she said the Cadillac was a gas guzzler.
Okay. Now, was the car registered in your name or in your daughter's name?
Well, the problem was I had an out-of-state license, and that's why I went through her. I put $2,500 down cash on the car, gave her $200 to help me out. And the plan was for me to get it out of her name and put it in my name, which I had
So the
difficulties.
car was also titled in her name?
Yes.
And your father gave you the down payment of $2,500?
Correct.
What were the monthly payments on the car?
$298.34.
Okay, so let's make it easy for me because, you know, I'm math challenged. Let's make it $300 per month. Okay, so your father had the car 8 months. He had the car and made 8 months' worth of payments. Now, when you took the car back, was it your intention to sell it? Or was it your intention to use it?
I was unable to use it. I couldn't even afford the gas in that car.
Did you sell it or trade it?
I traded it into the dealership.
Well, that's a problem because you didn't trade it in for its maximum value if you traded it into a dealer. The dealer doesn't give you the same price as you would get if you sold it privately. You understand that? From my own curiosity, what did you get when you sold the car?
$2,500.
$2,500 on a $10,000 car?
Correct.
Well, I mean, that's ridiculous. The car was 9 months old. So I don't know where you were getting your advice from, but that was a very bad trade that you made.
I was under a time constraint. I didn't have the time.
It was a very bad trade that you made, Ms. Hayes.
I was 21 years old at the time, Your Honor.
Well, then you should have asked for some advice, madam.
My father was of no help at the time.
Well, should have asked for somebody for advice. Now, when you spoke to your father about it, your father said what to you?
My father was very hard to contact throughout the time. I was getting frequent phone calls from the finance company notifying me of late payment,
saying that I had not made a payment.
I'm not talking about history. Let's understand each other, Ms. Hayes. I'm not talking about history. I'm talking about after you took the car back, your father did send you some money.
He did not send me any money until April of 2004.
Well, that's what I'm talking. Listen a minute. After you took the car back, he sent you some money. April 2004 is after you took the car back.
Correct.
How much did he send you?
$1,300. Infrequent payments, about
I don't care if it's frequent payments, infrequent payments. So far, this is what your father has invested in this car. $2,500 in a down payment, $2,400 in payments that he made, and another $1,300 that he sent to you, according to your father, because he says you made a really bad deal when you traded in this car. And you did make a very bad deal. So let's see. So far, he invested $6,200 in this car, $6,200, which he had for 9 months, according to you, right?
Correct.
I don't know what you want. So you sold it for $2,500, you traded it in, and you bought a Honda for how much?
The total amount was $16,000 was the finance for the Honda.
And they gave you credit for $2,500 for your car for a trade-in?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, that's a very bad trade-in, madam.
Cadillacs have a very low resale value.
Then you should have sold it privately. He's not responsible for that. Ms. Hayes, he's not responsible for that. You made a very bad deal with the dealership.
I made a very bad deal agreeing to help my father get this car.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But he is not responsible for this bad deal that you made in trading in your car. I mean, it's unfortunate, but your father has paid $6,200 for a car that he had for 9 months, right? It was a very bad deal that you made. You still have the Honda?
It's been a great purchase to have that Honda.
All right. Well,
it's been
you
more
had a
reliable
car
than me than my father has in
you
my whole life.
You bought a car for $16,000. You bought a car for $16,000. If you couldn't afford it, you shouldn't have bought a car for $16,000 using this Cadillac as a trade-in. I don't even know what the book value is on a 1996 Cadillac, a 1997 Cadillac that you sold 2 years ago. Do you know what the book value is?
I do not, Your Honor.
Well, just for curiosity's sake, let's find out, Bert. I believe this was a 1996 Cadillac Sedan DeVille, and it was sold in 2004. Okay, can we find out?
Okay.
Thank you. Now, it's going to be hard to tell because the car was sold in 2004, but let's see what we can do.
Okay. Good condition would be $3,750. Private party good would be $5,125.
So private party good
Right.
would be $5,125, and that's 2 years after you sold it. You sold it 2 years ago. So let's say you add $1,000 for every year. So that's $7,000 that you should have gotten for the car, not $2,500. Should have gotten $7,000 for the car. At the time you traded it in for $2,500. That's not his fault. Okay, I'm sorry, Miss Hayes, your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Field Supervisor Jerry Overturf and his fiancée Glenna Crawford are suing Jerry's ex-wife, Detention Officer Mary Jo Cooper, for having their 16-year-old daughter, Samantha, thrown in jail. Mary Jo says Samantha stole her ATM card.
Yeah, this is case number 264 on the calendar in the matter of Overturf Crawford versus Cooper. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
What's your name, sir?
Jerry Overturf?
Is this your girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
She can sit down. Mr. Overturf, this is your former wife.
Yes.
You have 2 children.
That's correct.
Together. You have custody of the 2 children, pursuant to the judgment of divorce.
Yes.
How old are your children?
My son is 14 and my daughter is 16.
And how long have you been divorced?
A couple years.
How long have you and your former wife been separated?
3 years.
During that 3-year period, did your son and your daughter always reside with you?
My son has always resided with me. She took my daughter with her.
When did your daughter come to live with you?
Just about 2 years this month.
So far, is that all correct?
Samantha hasn't always resided with us. She came to us when she was 2 months old. She's an adopted daughter.
She's your daughter. Okay. Now, you have primary physical custody of the children. and your daughter was visiting with her mother. When did this visit begin?
The first part of June of this year.
Was she supposed to spend the summer?
She was going to go down there and be with her until about the 6th of July.
And your arrangement was that Mrs. Cooper, is this your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
That Mrs. Cooper would pay for her transportation back and forth for the visit.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Correct.
That was your arrangement. But something happened during the course of that visit, and Mrs. Cooper had your daughter, whose name is Samantha, arrested and taken into custody for theft.
Correct.
And you had to go to where she was to have her released to your custody. You want your former wife to pay your expenses in going down to pick up your daughter. And you also have some nonsense claim involving your girlfriend, because your girlfriend was so upset about the whole situation, it exacerbated a medical condition that she has.
That's incorrect. She already had this condition, and we'd been in to see the doctor. The doctor had said that she was having a major anxiety attack and had put her on some medication. And said
This is your girlfriend?
It's my girlfriend, yes.
Well, what I said pretty much, Mr. Overture, was that you believe that this whole situation with your daughter exacerbated your girlfriend's medical condition. Isn't that what you're claiming?
Well,
anxiety, stress, whatever it was, and you believe that your former wife should be responsible for that.
It added to it because we were asked to stay.
Tell your girlfriend to get over it. But that's not what courts are about. You have a difficult family situation. You have 2 teenage children. And if she can't deal with it, she shouldn't be involved with you. But you don't come into court and sue for that kind of nonsense. That's why I told her to sit down. She has no lawsuit, so she's out of the picture. Now, let's deal with the fact that you had to go to get your daughter out of jail. You want to tell me when and why you had your daughter incarcerated?
Yes, ma'am. She seems to be developing some bad habits, you might say. Her sophomore year, which was last school year, she was truant November to December, and the only reason I found that out was because I checked online for her attendance. So she ended up with 0 credits for her sophomore year. So
let's get to June and July, please, why you had her incarcerated.
So she come down with me in...
Where do you live?
Flagstaff, Arizona.
And where do you live?
Meridian, Idaho.
And she was with me. She didn't want to do anything except lay on the couch and talk to her friends on the phone. She used up 340 minutes worth of phone time the first 2 days she was there, so I refused to buy her any more phone time. And towards the end of her visit, she got in my purse and got my ATM card out and started charging phone calls to her friends on my card. And around the 1st of July, I checked my account, and there's all these charges. I'm like, what's going on here? So I confronted her about it, and she smugly says, yeah. I was like, okay. So I called the Flagstaff Police Department and had an officer come out and told him what was going on. And he goes, do you want her arrested or don't you? And I said, I don't think I have any other choice as a responsible parent. And so I had her arrested for misuse of a credit card.
How old was your daughter? Your daughter's 16?
16. 16.
You thought you had no other choice but to have your 16-year-old daughter, who is not in your custody, arrested for using the telephone? I'm not mitigating what she did by going to your, if she in fact did it, and I believe she did it, right?
Yes.
And she went to your pocketbook, she took your credit card, she used the phone for hours and hours and hours, ran up a phone bill, didn't have your permission to do that, right?
Correct.
I still don't understand why you had her arrested.
Because it's against the law, ma'am. Tough love.
Well, Miss Cooper, sometimes tough love is appropriate when you are a consistent, constant parent, and sometimes, you know, despite your best efforts as being a hands-on, I'm there every minute of the day parent, your child strays. But if your daughter was visiting you for a month, it would seem to me that you were not terribly prudent by calling the police and responding to her use of the phone in that way. She did what teenagers do. Are these your only 2 children?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Bird has children, teenagers, right, Bird?
Yep.
And I've had a whole bunch of teenage children. And I'm going to tell you that they can use that phone and they can think of more schemes and scams not to get caught. I had one that used to change phone plans. you know? And she figured by the time all this works out, right, I'm going to be away in college. And she was right. I didn't call the police and have her arrested. When she's 16, does she go to an adult prison or does she go to a juvenile facility?
A juvenile facility, ma'am.
And how old are the kids who were in the juvenile facility? Up to what age?
When they turn 18, they go to the adult facility.
So women up to the age of 18.
Yes, ma'am.
And they've committed what kind of crimes?
Any kind of crime.
Any kind of crime. Robbery, drugs. Had your daughter ever been arrested before?
No, ma'am. She's lucked out on that. She's driven without driver's license. She's smoked pot. She's done all sorts of things. And she's lucked out.
Driven without a driver's license. Smoke pot. Did you ever have any of your kids arrested?
No.
Me neither. You talk to them, you're aggravated, you don't sleep at night, you stay up when they're out. There are a lot of things that you do. You either lose weight, or you gain weight, or you start smoking, or you start drinking, or whatever it is during those teenage years. But I never would have a child arrested for what really amounts to the overuse of a telephone.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How many days did you spend in jail, Samantha?
I actually spent about 6 hours, and then I was released to an alternative home.
Have you spoken to your mother since July?
No.
She has some thinking to do.
And later today,
You did not say it was a gift.
No, I did
Right.
tell him that it was a
Right.
gift.
He's absolutely right. Your conduct is outrageous. And standing there and lying is even more outrageous.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jerry Overturf says his ex-wife, Mary Jo Cooper, had their 16-year-old daughter thrown in jail for stealing. Mary Jo says she was practicing a little tough love.
Now, what do you want to say?
Well, Your Honor, I wanted to say that maybe my wife has forgotten a few things that her daughter's done, or maybe she doesn't want to mention it, such as stealing from her other family and friends. She is on a path that is not in her best interest.
And you
my
think that a period of incarceration in a juvenile facility was going to mend her ways, sir?
I certainly do.
Now you may be seated, Mr. Cooper. Now, did you have to bail your daughter out?
No, ma'am, I did not.
You just had to sign her out.
That's correct.
If you hadn't gone to Arizona, how long would she have stayed in jail? Do you know?
No, I do not.
Okay. Samantha, your turn, right up here. Now, why'd you take your mother's card?
I had, like she said, used a lot of minutes the first 2 days I was there.
Why?
Homesick, wanted to talk to my friends, don't know anybody.
Okay.
I had money my dad sent down with me. I offered to buy a card if she would just take me to the store. And I know it wasn't right what I did, even though I didn't have the card. I wanted her to take me to the store, that's all. And I would pay for the minutes on the card.
Okay. Did you play hooky from school most of last year?
I did.
Why?
I had some troubles with school last year.
What kind of troubles?
I didn't like the school. It was a change. I went from a small high school to over 1,000 kids in one school. It was a big change.
What did you do when you stayed home?
Slept, just lazy.
And what about your father? Did he try to convince you to get to school?
Yeah, so it was my fault. It wasn't my dad's.
What about this year?
I'm going full-time. I love my new school. I go to an alternative school. I have A's and B's.
Have you spoken to your mother since July?
No.
She has some thinking to do. I hope she has some thinking to do. Now, the day that you got there, were you able to have her released to your custody?
They were very good about it. When we got in, it was late in the evening, and they did something that they said that they normally don't do. They went ahead and woke her up. I got in at 1 o'clock in the morning. We signed an agreement, and I left my phone number, and they've been checking in on us to see how she's doing and making sure there's no problems whatsoever.
How many days did you spend in jail, Samantha?
I didn't spend any days. I actually spent only about 6 hours, and then I was released to an alternative, home thing.
Did you like the 6 hours in jail?
No.
Okay. Miss Cooper, you had an obligation to ensure that your daughter would be safely returned on time to his home. You chose not to do that. I think that you made the wrong judgment. I think that you didn't handle this in a way that was in your child's best interest. That's my judgment. And I come from a position of law enforcement. I think that there are certain times when you have to resort to tough love for a child when their life is at risk. But in this situation, you were angry because your daughter seemed to be embarking on a path that you thought was going to lead her to no good. That usually requires you saying to a child, listen, I want to go into some counseling with you. I've made an appointment with a therapist. I want to sit down. I want to find out what's bothering you. That should not trigger you calling the police and saying, my daughter stole money from my wallet. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was a vindictive move is what she was trying to do.
I know that it was wrong that I took her credit card.
I think Samantha is basically a real good person, has a lot of potential.
She's a beautiful person. She can do it if she wants to.
Pushed her away, pushed the whole family away is what she's done.
I don't talk to her.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Graham versus Goins. Step forward, please.
Housekeeper Dorothy Graham is suing her daughter, 24-year-old homemaker Tina Goins, for the unpaid balance on a computer. Tina claims the computer was a Christmas gift.
Miss Graham, this young lady is your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that you made a loan to your daughter to enable her to buy a computer.
Yes, ma'am.
The agreement was that she would pay off the computer. It is your claim that she made some payments on the computer and then stopped, and you want her to pay the balance.
Yes, ma'am.
Your daughter says that the computer was a gift, that she did make some payments on the computer, but that was really done just to help you out when you were having some financial difficulty.
No, ma'am, that's not true.
How old are you?
24.
Are you divorced?
No, I'm not married.
You have children?
I have 2.
How old are they?
7 and 2.
Who do you live with?
My boyfriend.
Is he the father of any of these children?
He's the father of my 2-year-old.
Does he work?
Yes, he does.
What kind of work does he do?
He does construction.
Does he work all the time?
Every day.
Does he have children?
Just the one we have together.
That's the only child he has?
Yes.
How long have you been living on your own?
Since I was 15.
How come?
Because I moved out with my first son's father.
And you moved again?
Yes.
With your present boyfriend?
No, on my own. Me and just my son.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dorothy Graham says her daughter, Tina Goins, owes for a computer. Dorothy claims Tina started paying for it and then stopped.
Tell me about this computer.
Well, it was Christmas of 2000, and before Christmas, I had asked my mom if she would co-sign for me a computer because I was pregnant and I wanted to stay at home and do medical billing from home. Well, she said, no, I'm not going to co-sign for you. I'll buy you one for Christmas. It'll be a gift from me to you for Christmas. And I said, okay. And she didn't get the computer at Christmas because I lived in a small duplex and I was fixing to move and I didn't have room for it. So we waited until like February of March of 2003 and then we ordered the computer through Dell and she paid for it.
There came a time when you made some payments. When was the first payment that you made?
The first payment that I made was in October of 2003.
October, why did you make that?
Because
she
was hurt on the job and she was off of work and she didn't have the money to pay for it at that time.
Did she call you and ask you to do it?
Yes, she did.
And how much was that payment in October?
$44 a month.
How many payments of $44 did you make?
Probably about 7.
When did you stop making the payments?
In August.
Why?
Because our car broke down the day the computer payment was due, and that's all the money that I had in the bank, and we had to get our other car fixed because my boyfriend needed a way back and forth to work, and I have kids I have to take to school every day.
Okay, now let me hear you.
Well, she approached me to buy her a computer because her credit was bad, and she said if I would get it on my credit, then she would pay it off in March when she got her taxes, and she hasn't done that.
Did you have a discussion with her at that time?
Yes, I did, and at that time, she had just had my grandson, and she told me she was going to pay for it, and then she bought a new car instead when she got the money.
When did you start to make payments on the computer?
The first payment I made was in March.
And how come you made the first payment?
Because she didn't have the money to pay it.
Did you have a discussion with her about it?
I believe she gave me the money back in March, and the last 3 payments I've made, well, the last 4.
When did you ultimately confront your daughter about not making the payments on the computer?
When I was sent a done saying it hadn't been paid. Sure. This should be it. I believe that's it.
Well, this indicates in August that $128 were due, so that they were substantially behind. Did you know that they were substantially behind?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I assume that you had a discussion with your daughter when you received this.
Yes.
When was that?
That was the next day after I paid it.
And what did you tell her?
I told her if I was going to make the payments on it, then I want the computer. And I took a police officer out there and tried to get it, and she refused to give it to me.
Why did you take a police officer out to your daughter's house?
Because I know how she is. She would have fought with me. She'd have called the police on me, and I didn't want that.
So what happened when you got out there with the police?
He went up to the door and talked to her, and she refused to give it to me. Told him that they were having hard times, and she planned on catching up the payments. And he told me I couldn't do anything about it unless I filed.
Ms. Goins, did you tell the police officer that you were having hard financial times?
I told him that...
Just answer my question. Did you tell the police officer that you were having hard financial times?
No, ma'am, I did not.
What did you tell the police officer?
I told him that our car had broke down, and that's all the money that I had was enough to get our car fixed.
That's pretty much saying that you had some financial difficulty, right? What? So, you didn't say to the police officer, it's my computer, my mother gave it to me as a gift. What you said to the police officer was, I couldn't make the payments on it because my car broke down. The only money that I had was this $44 to have my car fixed. And therefore, I had to choose between having a car or making a payment on the computer. You did not say it was a gift.
No, I did tell him that it was a gift.
Absolutely right. That you're telling me now. You owe your mother the money for this computer. So your conduct is outrageous. And standing there and lying is even more outrageous. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,499. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Window salesman Vernon Lawson is suing his ex-girlfriend's neighbor, office services technician Linda Crescent, for damaging his car with a squeegee. Linda says she was defending herself against an irate Vernon.
Right in the courtroom, please. Your Honor, this is case number 227 on the calendar in the matter of Lawson versus Crescent. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
What's your name?
Judith Savaggio.
Savaggio, are you the girlfriend?
Yes, I'm his friend.
Good. Miss Savaggio, where do you live?
Bakersfield, California.
And where does Miss Crescent live?
She is my next-door neighbor.
And how long have you lived there?
6 years, just over.
And how long have you lived there?
42 years.
And how long have you and Mr. Lawson been friends?
Off and on for about 5 years.
More recently, how long on?
Several months.
And when you say you're friends, he says he's your boyfriend. Would that be true?
There would have been a time I would have used that term, yes, Your Honor.
Maybe not now.
Correct.
And do you rent your home or do you own it?
I rent.
Do you rent or own?
I own.
Mr. Lawson, this is what this lawsuit is about. It is your claim that the defendant caused damage to your car with a squeegee.
That's correct.
And it is your claim that you did so purposely.
Absolutely.
Because you were involved in some sort of an altercation with her. She says she was merely defending herself. But I want to go back a little bit because I've read your complaint very carefully. Your complaint says that you and Mrs. Savaggio were boyfriend and girlfriend, and that she was having some trouble with Miss Crescent. Is that true?
Yes, Miss Crescent chopped off some limbs of a tree.
Just a second. The answer would be yes, you were having
Correct.
trouble. When did the trouble with Miss Crescent begin?
It was approximately the first week of June of last year.
June of 2003.
Correct.
Now, prior to June of 2003, had you been reasonable neighbors with each other?
To a degree, yes.
Fine. And then something happened. According to what I read from Mr. Lawson, she cut off some limbs of a tangerine tree and left them on your lawn. Something like that.
She would have had to pick them up and throw them over my fence.
Just a second. That's what it was about. Mr. Lawson says that in retaliation for that, he knew that Miss Crescent objected to his parking his car in front of her house. So he decided to irritate her by parking his car in front of her house permanently. That's what you say in your complaint, correct?
Until such time.
That's what you say in your complaint. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then what happened, Mr. Lawson?
I had left it there for a couple of days, Judge, and then I drove to
Why did you leave it there for a couple of days?
Because she had failed to remove the branches that she placed over on Judah's property.
What does that have to do with you?
Well, it was upsetting Judy.
Just a second. If it was just a second, if it was upsetting Judy, don't you think that she's intelligent enough to take care of it herself?
Yes, she's intelligent enough to take care of it herself.
Right. So you instead decided to make things worse between these two neighbors. You sort of sauntered in and said, I'm going to show my muscle because I'm a mature, thoughtful individual who, instead of trying to ameliorate a situation, I'm going to exacerbate a situation. So you, as an irritant, parked your car in front of her house. Now, after you did that, Mr. Lawson, tell me what happened.
Well, Your Honor, I had drove over to an appointment in my other vehicle.
Oh, just a second. So you have two cars?
Absolutely. I have a pickup truck and a sedan.
Good. And I assume that at the time, you also had your own apartment.
That is correct.
So what you're telling me, Mr. Lawson, is that you left, despite the fact that you lived elsewhere, you used the front of her house as a parking lot for your pickup truck.
No, Your Honor. That property is on a corner, and I use a side lot, which is completely out of her visibility all the time on the other street.
So when you said here, I decided to begin parking my car in front of her house, although I know it irritated her, that was a lie.
I park it in front of her house because it's not illegal to park in front of her house. It's a city street. It's owned by the public. I pay taxes.
Okay. So tell me what happened after you parked one of your two vehicles in front of her house all the time, sir.
Okay, well, I had driven, Your Honor, over to an appointment, and after returning over to Judy's house, which I visit all the time.
How much all the time, Mr. Lawson? Every day?
Every day.
3 times a week?
Yes.
Every day. So you returned to her house. And what time was it that you returned to her house after an appointment, Mr. Lawson?
It's approximately midday, 1 o'clock.
Okay. What did you find when you got there?
When I got there, I found that there was 3 screens from Linda that were leaning up against my pickup truck that was parked at the curb.
What did you do when you saw the 3 screens that were leaning against your truck?
I got out of my car and I went over to the passenger side of the pickup truck that had the screens, noticing that Linda was all the way over there next to her house, the windows that she was squeegeeing, and I grabbed one of the screens and I threw it out in the middle of the street.
You grabbed one or all 3?
I believe I got to the second one before she bolted away from the windows, walking 30, or not walking, but running 35 feet away from this truck, and started chasing me down the street with a squeegee in hand like she wanted to bury it in my back.
Well, Mr. Lawson, why did you, instead of taking the screens and throwing them in the middle of the street, why didn't you just take them and throw them off your car?
Well, I probably could have done that.
Well, I'm just asking you why you didn't, sir.
Because she wouldn't pick up the limbs that she threw over the fence in Judy's house.
How old are you?
I'm 53, Your Honor.
Grow up. Don't you have better things to do than to create havoc? You're going to move on. She's been living in her house for 42 years. She's been living in her house for 6 years. You think she needs you to create more trouble?
No, Your Honor.
Right. All right. First of all, let's get to these limbs. I want you to tell me what happened to these limbs of the tangerine tree, because I want to hear it from you, and it better be the truth. Got it?
Got it.
Good. Let's go.
I trimmed the leaves that were, the branches that were hanging over into my yard.
Okay.
And
just a second. So the tree is in her backyard?
Front yard.
Front yard. And you trimmed the branches?
Correct.
And what did you do with the branches after you trimmed them?
I set them very neatly by the fence.
On her side?
Correct.
Why?
Your Honor. Because I had no room in my garbage can to put them.
Well, that's wrong, my dear. That's wrong. That's not neighborly. That's the wrong thing to do. You have perfect right to trim the branches that are hanging over your side of the property. You trim them and you cart them away. And if you don't have room in your garbage can, you wait until you do, because I assume that they have been growing for a long time. And if 1 week you don't have room, wait for the next week. So that was the wrong thing to do, correct?
Correct.
So who asked you to remove them?
No one, Your Honor.
Did you ask her to remove?
I wrote her a letter.
Did you receive her letter?
Yes, I did receive.
And what did the letter say?
In essence, the letter said that if I didn't remove them, that she was going to sue me. I called the owner, and he removed them.
When did he remove them?
Saturday morning.
So how long were they there in the yard?
2 or 3 days.
Is that right?
About a week.
Okay, but the owner of the premises that you rent ultimately removed them.
Yes, his son lives a half a block away. His son came and did it.
Fine. Terrific. So that's over. Now, how much after that incident did we have this parking in front?
The parking in front, the limbs were cut about on Monday. I'm not sure. I didn't see her cut them. I think it was Monday we discovered them. I sent her the notice on...
When?
The next day, as soon as I noticed.
Tuesday.
Well, on the following Thursday, I had visitors coming to my home.
The following Thursday?
2 days later.
Oh, that Thursday?
That Thursday.
Just a couple of days later.
A couple of days later. I had visitors coming up the walk to my house, and she chose to scream and yell at them that she was not going to move those. And I didn't think it was appropriate for her to start screaming at my visitors about these leaves.
Okay. Did you scream at somebody?
I never saw anybody come up any walk that entire week except for Vernon, who chose to park in front of my house and scream at me.
So you had an altercation with him after he started to park in front of your house?
Correct.
Is that right?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
He kept telling me, nope, I don't want you to go. I'm sorry, I got drunk. I shouldn't have acted this way. I'm sorry I locked the doors. I promise I won't do it again. Okay,
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Vernon Lawson says his ex-girlfriend's neighbor, Linda Crescent, damaged his car by hitting it with a squeegee.
Now tell me about the squeegee.
I was in front of my house washing and drying my windows, and I had a squeegee in my hand when he came screaming around the corner in his car and parked directly behind the pickup. He got out of the car clearly enraged with his fists clenched and came at me. And I turned to see him coming at me. And he grabbed one of the screens, threw it out in the street, and I went out to retrieve the screen knowing that there might be a car coming.
Why did you put the screens on his truck?
Because it was there. It was convenient. It was sitting right there.
Sounds to me like a lot of people behaving badly. A lot of grown-up people who don't have enough to do. That's what happens when you have too much leisure time. How many hours a week do you work?
30 hours a week.
How many hours a week do you work?
40.
I think you ought to work more. You did the wrong thing, Mr. Lawson. You did the wrong thing, Miss Grice. Now you want to show me a picture. I'm dying to see it.
Pictures, Your Honor.
I'm dying to see it, Mr. Lawson.
Well, this one right here for evidence, Your Honor, shows my truck in respect to the windows where she had to pass the bushes and a tree in her front yard to lean up the screen.
Let me explain something to you. I understand that she did the wrong thing. Okay. I said that. Did I agree with you? Mr. Lawson, I'm an ecumenical abuser.
Yes, ma'am. This is the wonderful dents in my car that she did with her squeegee since she couldn't get me.
This is the tree she cut, fence, put clippings behind. Okay, so she knows she's not supposed to do that. That's not a neighborly thing to do. She wants to clip it and cut it, clips it and cuts it, and put it in her trash. Right?
Correct.
Say sorry.
I'm sorry.
Perfect.
I accept that.
You accept her apology?
Yes.
Great. All right, now all you have to do is get rid of him, and then you're all set.
I'm working on that, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, I'm going to suggest that you get the dents out of your car for $100, sir, because I'm not giving you any more than that. She lost her temper. She shouldn't have done that. You acted badly. You have to pay for that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $100. Listen, she's going to be your neighbor. He's going to be gone. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Linda gives a new dimension to Love Thy Neighbor.
This man is a very dangerous man.
Well, she acts very inappropriately toward the neighbors.
He had me arrested. He had asked the police to cuff me and take me to jail.
I am a Christian, and the Bible tells me to see that my neighbor lives beside me in peace. The Bible also tells me that it's a fool who despises their neighbor. So, Linda, I love you.
Thank you.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Gifford versus Swisher. Step forward, please.
Plaintiff Donna Gifford is suing her ex-boyfriend, construction worker Fred Swisher, for illegally evicting her from their home. Fred says Donna is vindictive and out of control.
Ms. Gifford, you and the defendant lived together as boyfriend and girlfriend from when to when?
From October of 2003 till June of 2004.
And you moved into his apartment?
His house, yes.
Into his house?
Yes.
Did you pay him any rent?
Yes, I did.
When?
June of 2004.
So from October of 2003 until June of 2004, you paid him no rent?
No.
Now, this lawsuit is about the fact that you claim that sometime in June of 2004, you gave him a check for $500. And within 2 days of that, he locked you out of the house.
Correct.
So you want not only your $500 back, but you want 10 times those damages because you claim he illegally evicted you
Absolutely.
from the house. Why did you put her out of the house?
This all happened on the 17th, which was Thursday. On the 12th, it was a Saturday. We got into a real bad fight.
Was it a verbal fight or a physical fight?
Verbal fight, but the police were called later that day.
Okay. That was on the 12th?
Yes.
What happened after the 12th?
Well, Sunday we got back together, made an amends. Monday she wrote me a check for $500. $400 of it was supposed to be to help pay the bills. $100 of it was supposed to be to pay for my phone that she threw in the canal on Saturday.
Did you throw his phone in the canal on Saturday?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
What happened to his phone?
I don't know.
Don't smile. What happened to his phone? You don't make up a story like that.
I don't know what happened to his phone. It was in the canal. It fell off his boat.
It went into the canal. How did it get there?
We were on the boat that day.
And?
And I don't know how it got in the canal. It was in the canal.
How did it get into the canal?
I never had possession of my phone that day. She had picked it up and stuck it in a baggie when we got on the boat, because that's what we usually do so they don't get wet. And then the next day, we couldn't find my phone, and I took off. Later, she had called me and said, I seen it in the water by your dock, and she fished it out.
Okay, so she didn't throw it into the canal. You didn't have a fight on the boat, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you did have a fight on the boat.
That's where it all started.
Well, it seems to me, Miss Gifford, that it was a good idea for you to not live anymore as a couple. Wouldn't you say that?
Well, yes, in a sense.
What do you mean
I
in
could
a
say
sense?
that. Well,
yeah, but listen to me. If you're fighting with somebody, to the extent that the police are called, it's a good idea that one of you leave.
Correct.
Well, you didn't expect that to be Mr. Swisher. It's his house.
Correct.
So it had to be you.
Correct.
So why didn't you leave after this altercation on the 12th?
Because he kept telling me, nope, I don't want you to go. I'm sorry, I got drunk. I shouldn't have acted this way. I'm sorry I locked the doors. I promise I won't do it again. Okay, fine. I'd stay or I'd move back in. I mean, this was a constant thing.
You should have been smart enough to say, listen, I'm not going to be a yo-yo. I'm going to find my own place to live, or I'm going to pay rent, or I'm going to pay for my own expenses.
Right.
I don't need you. Do you work?
I was working at the time. I got fired because of this.
So, let's talk about the $500. On the 15th of June, she gave you a check for $500.
Yes.
And then 2 days later, you changed the locks.
No, I didn't change the locks. She agreed to move out, and I moved her out for her.
Fine. Terrific. So you have to give her back her $500.
Even for the cell phone?
Yeah, because I don't think that there's proof that she vindictively threw the cell phone overboard. You said you handed her the cell phone, you put it in a baggie, as you usually did, and she asked her where it was, and she said she saw it in the canal. Mr. Swisher, she gave you $500. You put her out. You lived together for 11 months. She wasn't paying rent, according to you, until the very last moment. So you took her money, and then you said goodbye. And you moved her out, which was a good thing. But you have to give her back her $500. Don't be a baby. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. Good?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good. Thank you.
All right, Judge, excuse me, let's step out.
Screen printer Wanda Brown is suing her ex-boyfriend, paint repair worker Dean Harrington, for an unpaid loan to pay off debt. Dean is countersuing for the return of stolen property and for having him falsely arrested for sexual assault.
Yeah, this is case number 324 on the calendar in the matter of Brown versus Harrington. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Ms. Brown, Mr. Harrington and you had a relationship for quite some time. According to your complaint, you lived together, and while you were living together, you made him a loan in the amount of $6,000. In addition, there was, according to you, a violent episode in the home that you shared together where he assaulted you both physically and sexually, and he was arrested.
Yep.
Mr. Harrington said that the $6,000 was not a loan, but that you had lived with him for a period of time, never paid any expenses when you lived there, and this really was repayment for living expenses. And in addition, he says that while he was in jail for that one day, and you were only there one day, sir?
Just for the night. Released me in the morning.
In jail for one day. He says that the charges that you filed against him were false, and he wants money for emotional distress. How long did you two live together?
A little bit over 2 years.
From when to when?
March until...
March of what year?
2002, until the beginning of May of this year.
And did you live in his home?
Yes.
Did you pay expenses in the house?
Yes, I did.
What kind of expenses did you pay?
At first, he had a loan out for the garage, so I took over the loan for the garage while he paid for the house payment and the other bills, and I took care of the food. I'd buy all the groceries.
Now tell me about this $6,000.
Well, he had one of the other loans that he had out was for $6,000, and he was paying $100 a month on that loan. And I told him, I says, if you look at this, only half of it goes to the loan, the other half goes to the interest. I says, what we can do is borrow some money out of my savings account, get rid of this so we don't have to pay that interest anymore. In exchange, we just put that $100 back into my savings account instead. And
Where
that's
did you
what
get $6,000 from?
Oh, my dad had died and I had gotten some inheritance money.
Okay. So what did he say?
He thought that was a good idea. That way we would be saving money.
Did you use a joint account?
Yeah, both of our checks started going into the same checking account.
All right, so let's hear about this $6,000. She says you didn't give her back the $6,000.
Okay, this lady here, met her at the bar, and...
Listen to me.
Met her at the bar.
Listen to me. I'm not interested in when you met her. I'm not interested when you started to date her. I'm not interested in anything but the $6,000. You want to talk about your relationship, you go to a psychiatrist. This is about $6,000.
Your Honor.
When?
Can I say something?
Who are you?
I'm his daughter.
Oh, he's a grown man.
Okay.
You take medication?
No.
Is there any reason why you can't tell me the story?
He's nervous.
I haven't done anything yet.
I met...
Well, Your Honor...
Shh. Don't speak. Mr. Harrington, I'm not interested in the beginning of your relationship. I'm interested in the $6,000 that she says you owe her. Could you get to it?
The $6,000 was from when she moved in, and she agreed to pay the partial house payment with the utilities, and she said that she couldn't afford it, so she said she'd pay the loan off with her dad's inheritance that she received from him. That was no loan. I've got 9 months of bank statements here that she never put nothing in it.
She never put anything in your joint account?
It was no joint account, and she moved in. It wasn't a joint account until November 9th, 2002.
Okay.
I have proof right here.
After November of 2002, did she start to put money in your joint account?
Yes.
How much?
I guess it was $742 or something every 2 weeks.
And you used that money for expenses?
Yes,
the answer is yes. You used it for expenses. Your expenses, her expenses.
Yes.
You lived together. This was a family, the two of you. Now, what was the $6,000 debt that you had? What was it for? Was it from credit cards? Was it from a car? Was it from a loan that you took out?
I suppose it was odds and ends for, I've got horses, it might have been $1,000 for them, no, it's just the $6,000 wasn't applied to one.
One thing.
Right.
All right, so this was clearly your $6,000 loan that she paid off with her $6,000, right?
You're correct.
Okay. Now, when you separated in May, according to you, there was an incident at the house.
Yes.
You want to tell me what happened? Because that goes to Mr. Harrington's counterclaim.
Yeah. Well, in the middle of the night, I woke up with him putting handcuffs on me over the top of me, and I went to pull away from him, and I seen a gun sitting there on the nightstand, so I just stopped fighting just like that. I was scared to death.
You understand that the jurisdiction of this court is $5,000. You
Right.
understand that. So the money that you say was a loan, the $6,000, far exceeds the jurisdiction of the court. So I find that the $6,000 initially that Mr. Harrington had spent was money that he had spent on himself, his horses, odds and ends, etc. They were not debts of a joint couple who were living together. So I'm entering a judgment in your favor in the amount of $5,000. Now I'm going to get, sir, to your counterclaim. I've read the police report. The police report, I don't know whether your daughter has read. Have you?
No, I haven't.
All right. The police report contains your fully Mirandized statement about what transpired the evening that Ms. Brown has described to me, and I haven't asked her to go into detail. It's really not necessary. And there is no question in my mind, sir, that based upon your confession to the police, Ms. Brown had sexual relations with you because she felt intimidated. Now, you may have thought that that was a way to spice up your sex life, sir, but clearly she did not. You acknowledged you used handcuffs. You acknowledged you took a gun out and placed it on the night table. You acknowledged all of that, and you seem to think that that was okay. Now, I don't know why the district attorney chose not to pursue this matter. I haven't a clue. They found the handcuffs where she said that they were in your home. You acknowledged that you took them out without her consent. You did say that when she told you to take them off, you took them off. But that doesn't say that she wasn't, in fact, intimidated and frightened by your actions, because according to you and according to her, you had never done that before. I would be frightened, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you?
No comment.
You wouldn't be frightened if a man that you lived with for the first time took out handcuffs while you were half asleep? Put handcuffs on you, proceeded to have sex with you, and you turned over to the night table and there was a gun there? That wouldn't frighten you?
I have no comment.
You have no comment. Good, then say nothing. In any event, your counterclaim, sir, is dismissed, because the crux of your counterclaim is that you suffered emotional distress from being in jail for that one night. If it were up to me, you would have been jailed for a lot longer than one night. Your counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
You better watch yourself.
Not very smart.
Women, what can I say? They have you arrested, clean your house out, and still want more.
I knew my side of the story was true, and it would come out this way, so I'm very glad it's over and done with.
It just says,
It's a
love
card.
Wanda.
From one with handcuffs
love.
on it.
The message behind that was meaning that we were joined together.
Hey, this is just one of
This
them,
is
but I got
not-
one every year.
Nothing to do with sex or nothing. It meant that I was committed and we were together.
What they did that night is not something that is rare.
He even asked me about it when I gave it to him, and I straightened him out right away that it just meant that we were committed to each other.
For her to sit there and say that they've never done it before is
We've
is
had
a
them out.
crock-
We played around with them before.
Oh, I'm glad it's over with.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Craddock versus Rodriguez, step forward.
Small business owner Joanne Craddock is suing her sister, cocktail waitress Deborah Rodriguez, and her husband Gilbert for their share of a Disneyland vacation. The couple says Joanne gave them the money because they couldn't afford to go on the trip.
Miss Craddock. Yes. Mrs. Rodriguez is your sister, and I assume this is her husband. Is that right?
Correct.
According to your complaint, your sister owes you for the expenses for a trip that the two families took to Disney. Yes. Your sister says that there was never an agreement to pay you back the money that she did in fact use. She had some financial problems. You insisted that she accompany the family to Disney, told you would take care of things, and that this whole thing stems from an unfortunate incident surrounding your father's death. When was the trip to Disney?
November of 2003.
And was it an overnight trip or a day trip?
We were there for a week. Debbie and Gilbert took our van, and we took our other van and drove down, and we stayed at a timeshare for a week.
So far, is that true, that you took their car?
Yes.
And the trip had been planned for both families?
Yes.
So why did it become necessary for you to take money from your sister?
On November 9th, I got in a car accident where it was a 3-car accident. One car hit my car right on the driver's side door. Was taken by ambulance to the hospital. Had to be out of work. The car had over $5,000 worth of damage. So I had to call my sister and tell her that I wasn't going to have the money to go. She really wanted us to go on this trip.
Is that what, did she call you?
At all.
Okay. Tell me what she said when she called you and told you she needed your car.
We had offered her our van, and they would just put the gas in it, and we would take our other van, and the timeshare was already paid for. We each had our own timeshare.
Had you paid for it already?
Yes.
How much was that?
$220, I believe. We paid for that almost a year before we went, so that was all
So
paid
the
for.
room was paid for?
Yes.
So what was the conversation about money that you had with your sister?
They told us that they were low on money, they didn't have any more money, and we said that we would put things on our charge for you, but don't let me have to take you to Judge Judy. Honest to God. And here we are.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Things went very badly. She was behaving badly. She was making everybody very uncomfortable, and I had to kick her out of the house.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Joanne Craddock says her sister and brother-in-law owe for a trip to Disneyland. Deborah and Gilbert Rodriguez claim the money was a gift until a family argument changed everything.
So she started to put monies on the credit card for your family. What makes you think that she wasn't expecting to be repaid when you could afford to repay her?
I couldn't afford to repay her, and she knew that.
I said, what makes you think, considering you are not families who have lots of spare cash, car hit you, I assume that you're suing the driver of that car?
Yes.
So eventually, are you going to either settle that lawsuit or come into some money? Why would you think that your sister, who doesn't have a lot of money, would not expect to be repaid?
Because I called her before we took the trip, after my car accident. I'm a cocktail waitress. I live on my tips.
Yes.
I knew I would not have enough money to do this trip.
And she said to you, what?
She said, I want you to go on this trip, and I'll help you out.
So my question to you is, I'm going to come back to my question. She helped you out. She gave you a car to go down in. Why would you think that you should not send your sister $50 a month and say, listen, thanks for helping me out, my family, we all had a great time on the trip, and if it wasn't for you, we really couldn't have gone. I'm going to send you $50 a month till it's paid off.
It was never alone, and the only time it became an issue, she filed for this suit the day after my father died. And the reason she did that was because she was making everybody very uncomfortable. She hadn't spoken to my father in 15 years. She wouldn't have been at my father's house if it hadn't been for me. I pushed for that because I thought it was only fair that she see her father before he died. And things went very badly. She was behaving badly, and I had to kick her out of the house. My aunts came from Rochester, New York, an 8-hour trip. She wasn't allowing them to spend any time with their brother. The situation became out of hand, and I had to throw her out of the house. That is when she said, you're going to make my life miserable, I'll make your life miserable for the rest of your life. And the next day, my father died on the 11th. On the 12th, she filed this suit. It had never been an issue until that day.
Everything she just said was a complete lie.
Was there an incident that happened prior to your father's
My
death?
father's wife did not want me around for 15 years. I only lived a quarter of a mile from my father. Okay, so it was my father that died also. Except my sister and I are adopted, and we have never gotten along, okay? We were trying, once again, to have a family. My sister did work very hard so that I could see my father. And I did spend 36 hours up with him because I had not seen him in 15 years, other than twice in the mall. And it wasn't my doing, it was his wife's doing, you know. She's his wife.
Whatever.
So, yeah. So everybody was in the kitchen. I was staying with my father, not doing anything. And my sister said, we need to talk. And I, you know, can we do this later? You know, he's got hours here. And I wanted to be with him as much as I could. And all of a sudden she's telling me how she's going to call the police. And I never went to my father's wake or his burial because she told me I'm the one that was making everybody uncomfortable.
All right,
Stayed
well,
away.
that's unfortunate.
But now that my father's dead, he was the pole for us to get together or do anything. And you know, probably after today, I'll never see my sister because we aren't close.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. But that's not the issue. The issue is there an expectation, an understanding that that money is going to be repaid at a time when you get back to work and your financial situation is improved? I have to determine whether that was your understanding with her.
Okay, can I say something, Your Honor?
You can say something quickly.
There was no understanding on that matter. Would it have been nice to have paid that? Yeah, I think basically, but after this was filed, this frivolous lawsuit, no, I think we don't owe that. We never agreed to that.
Well, let me ask you, if it was nice before,
It would have been nice.
For you to pay them back, right?
Perhaps.
Mr. Rodriguez, you know, life is about being a moral person.
I agree, Your Honor.
You're mouthing the words. You're mouthing the words, but you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you're a moral person, and if you are unemployed, and you have 2 children, are these your 2 children?
No, but I would consider my 2 children.
He's their stepfather. Do you have children?
Yes, I do. I have one
Where are
child.
they?
Texas.
How old?
He's 22.
When was the last time you saw him? Almost not an
about
answer.
2 years.
2 years ago?
About 2 years ago.
I mean, don't you wake up some mornings and say, oh, I have a child that I haven't seen in 2 years?
Yeah, I do.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Rodriguez, listen to me very carefully, sir. Sometimes you're better off not speaking. Do you understand?
True.
Especially when it's not your family.
I understand, Your Honor.
Good.
But it just boils my blood that she's going to stand here and just makes silly accusations.
Mr. Rodriguez, she's not making any silly accusations.
I think
she's
so.
She's saying that her sister and her husband, 2 able-bodied people, had to borrow money from her. To stop shaking it. Had to borrow money. You use the word borrow. Had to take money from her in order to go on a vacation that had been planned for a year because you, sir, didn't have a job.
Right.
And as far as I'm concerned, you can always get a job. It's not necessarily the job that you like. When I used to sit in the family court, you know what I would do? On my way into work, I would pass all the places where there were signs that said help wanted. Car washes, grocery stores, fast food restaurants, and I would have a list of those places and their addresses. And whenever a father came to court and said, I don't have a job, I can't pay child support, I would say, I have a list here for you. Because when you make a family, you have to work. You don't rely on somebody else to take care of your business. That's why you're supposed to sometimes, Mr. Rodriguez, keep your mouth shut.